I've received a package. I can almost squeeze water out of it. It's the first time someone has ever walked through this door. A good old karate kick.
always works. I guess this is what we do today. It's getting late, and we are out of space on the memory card, so obviously can't work without filming. After kicking down this wall with a Ushio Geri backward kick, we finally got it done. This was the old head toilet bathroom. Much too small for me, I think. I need to be able to think inside the head. That was stupid. Alright. Anyway, I think I will make a head that is large enough to have clothes drying, wet clothes. This is Norway. It rains a lot, and it's important to be able to have a possibility to dry the clothes that get wet. See you tomorrow.
Annoying. Always blood. This is wet, or at least moist. So we actually made a hole in the boat, and it's now leaking again. I'm not sure if anyone has noticed, but restoring an old boat is not just fun work. It also is rubbish work. Dust and shit. So if you thought this was just fun, it is. It's just roughly cut and then glued to the hull, to the skin, with some sort of epoxy, and then fiberglassed. Seems to have done its job, but it also tells me that don't spend too much time on the details. They don't. Why should I? So why do I tear down all these walls, these structural members? I think I said it before. It's not only due to the fact that I want to do a different interior inside, but it's also due to the fact that they are rot. They need to be changed. Let me give you an example.
Fiberglass, plywood.
All the rot must go, of course. It might be boring work, it might even be boring to watch, and we try to limit it, but it is part of the work of refurbishing a boat. This is what you might expect from a boat, actually with more than 10 years, much depending on the quality of the boat. The fishes are built like a tank, but even the tank needs maintenance.
So I've received a package and I'm now going to open it. The content is for me worth its weight in gold. Maybe not completely, but it's still very valuable for me. This has to do with the EU regulations. Let's have a look. These are actually genuine polyurethane paint. Possibly the two last one in Norway, at least from what I know. This has the color of cream. It's the color of the superstructure of the fissure. And as we know from previous videos, I did paint that last after summer. And it got slightly damaged by moisture in the air. So it's not finished and I need to paint it more. I will do that later. Now I have a stock of paint, so I'm slightly secured. However, I do not have any spares to the hull. I have one partly used box. I'm not sure of how much left there is and the condition of it. So I would very much like to have some more Mauritius blue from International. The same as this one. I have to look that up. I have done a bit of work on this coupling. I have removed rust and I have removed fat with a brake cleaner. And I've painted it with hammerite. So it needs another layer or two, and I will do that now. But first, there is something exciting that has turned up here. I did order a new cutlass. This is the old cutlass, and this is the new cutlass. It seems to be identical. And also I've ordered a new tube, rubber tube, to have between the stuffing box and the shaft tube. So hopefully it's slightly larger, but not much, a millimeter or two. I hope that will compress. And this is great. This is actually the original stuffing box for the fissure. As one can see, it's quite shiny and looks brand new. It has been refurbished by my cousin Tom. He's an expert of a lot of things, and this is now included. What was the problem with the stuffing box? Well, for once, this screw was broken clean off, and now we have some extras. There are supposed to be 2 screws to sort of lock the bolt, and the old one was broken off. The screws has been drilled out and replaced with new ones. I wanted to focus a bit on the interior of this box because I was quite sure I had to replace the rope that is often turned around the shaft inside here and into the stuffing box. However, in this stuffing box, there is no such rope. But it seems to be composite that is supposed to be compressed a bit and then pushed against the shaft to make a seal. I'm not familiar with this type of stuffing box. We are ready to open up the roof. As I previously pointed out, there is a dark area directly in the area underneath the mast, and we need to open it to see if there is rot, which I fully expect it to be. Since this is from above, I've got some serious gear to protect myself as a consequence of good advice from some of you. It will be excellent. Let's try it and let's get this down.
This is heavy shit. So we have opened up underneath the mast and as suspected, the plywood, which used to be a top quality marine grade plywood, is wet and is rot. There is nothing keeping it as a stiff piece. It's easy to tear apart. So this has been leaking through the bolts that is keeping the mast foot in place. So it should have been repaired many years ago. Now we have no other choice than to change it all. Totally wet. It's moist. More than moist. I can almost squeeze water out of it. Almost. My hands are wet. This is stretching forward to here. And also, this wall is actually also plugged with rot. This is not a good structural member anymore. So we are finally getting through to the fiberglass. That was quite a thick plywood. I'm not sure how much it could be, but 3/4 of an inch, I would say. 2.5 centimeters, something like that. Got to be careful now not to ruin the fiberglass, as it is much thinner, of course, on the superstructure than on the hull. Let's be careful. See, there are just a few places that actually seems to have glued the plywood to the superstructure, but there are round holes that could mean that the glue has been pushed in from above after the plywood has been placed within. I really don't get it. But okay, if anyone has an explanation, please go ahead. Comment below. Excellent. So I just got notified from the harbor master that the boat needs to be replaced for winter storage, and that will happen fast. So since the engine is not attached to the engine bed, I need to do some kind of temporary attachment to it. At the same time, while being here, I will address this. I mounted this as a future way to get rid of possible lightning hit in the mast. But I've read a bit on this, and it seems that most boats are not grounded. Many boats are not grounded to the sea, as it is still maybe too thin, and it might actually pick up lightning hits more than avoiding them. So I think I will remove this. There is a good thing about all this rain. The hydroelectric power supply make electricity. So, it also means, with lots of water, low electricity price. So it's minus 0.0, no, sorry. It's minus 0.7 Norwegian krona. We are about 0 right now. That will change, but however, it is still cheap. Good thing. Let's continue. I hate ruining these nice teak pieces, but saving them also involves a lot of work. Yeah, and it was this. It's good as new. I had another battery in the car, yes. And it's full, yes. It's the first time someone has ever walked through this door. Great. So, this is part of the structure member. I wouldn't like to be on sea in bad weather with that kind of structure member. Don't be angry for me tearing down this old fissure. This is how it's supposed to look when it's healthy. But down below on the hull, where it has leaked, there is nothing left of the wood. You can just remove it easily with your fingers. So removing the old ceiling ropes from the pack box. I've got new ones, so that could be interesting. And I also done a little treatment on the surface of the pack box, including this part that squeezes the ropes. So we can see that it's shaped a bit. That's for squeezing the ropes towards the drive shaft. This new ceiling tube that connects the pack box to the drive shaft tube. This is the old one. You can see that it's quite worn. It's a safety issue. So this is the new one. It's slightly larger, and we can see that when we put the pack box inside, it's a little bit play. There is a little bit play, and when changing this rubber tube, one should always change these. What are those called? Squeezing bands? I don't know what that is in English. But anyway, I've changed them to this type, which is far stronger, and that is to be able to squeeze this tube together so it seals safely around both shaft tube and this pack box. So yeah. Before reinstalling the shaft, I would very much like to polish the parts that are actually rubbing against either the pack box or against this. It's a little bit rough, and on this part of the shaft it's very slippery. It's treated already. How did I do that? This is a very fine rubbing paper. It's 2500. So I split this into a small strip of paper, and then I wet it in water. Then I use Autosol compound. Very smooth, not perfect, but I will do that perfect. This way you should reduce the amount of wear and tear on the cutlass and also the noise from the cutlass, which was quite a large problem in my fisher. When I ran it, it was making very sort of running in sand, a very crackling sand polishing noise. Was not good. So this is what we have time for in this video. The cutlass is now ready for install, I think. And we have new parts for the pack box. The pack box is refurbished with new screws from my father Tom, from my cousin Tom. And thank you, Tom, for that. Thank you. So let's see what we can do in the next videos. Thing takes time. I also do a refurbishing on an old hose, and there are different things to be done in the life, you know. Life has its challenges. Don't worry about that. But let's get back to the fisher in the next video. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please consider to leave a like, and also subscribe. Then you will get notified about the next video. So thank you for watching. Until next video. Have a great time. Bye-bye.